I'd like to welcome you all to this special event this evening. I'm Bonnie McElhenney. I'm the principal of New College, and thank you for joining us. This is the ongoing Alumni Speaker Series for New College, and tonight is an introduction to meditation with Jane Lee, moderated by Ellen Katz. Before we get started, I'd like to offer a land acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge the land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been and is the land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, this is a meeting place for many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island. We're grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. And this land acknowledgement asks us to reflect on what it means, what our responsibilities are as treaty partners on these territories. I've been reflecting on my relationship to the Credit River. The Mississaugas of the Credit were displaced from the Credit River in the mid-19th century. So they're one of the few reserves in Canada with no access to water whatsoever. And I was recently asked by an elder at Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation to help assemble a group of people who have been working on the credit to do an information session for the people in her lodge. She's been planning a water gathering with the Credit River at Arundel Park that will take place every year, public health permitting, for the next 3 years, as an opportunity for people to come and build relationship both with her, others in the lodge, and the river. So I appreciate the way the acknowledgement asks us to think concretely about that. If we were tonight at New College and you were standing in our quad, you would see that Indigenous members of the New College community and a few others have built a ceremonial lodge. It's in English, the name is the Mother Earth Learning Lodge. In Anishinaabe, it's Aska Kamiga Kwe Wigamig. And it will be a space when it's possible for us to meet together to think about a student-centered approach to rebuilding community in the face of intergenerational trauma. As a form of recovery from intergenerational trauma. So there are some direct connections, I think, to the kinds of work we're doing here tonight and thinking about that land acknowledgement. I'm delighted to welcome you to this session with our esteemed alumna, Jane Lee. Jane, thank you so much for joining us this evening, for leading us through this exploration of meditation and mindfulness together. We have at New College, in the broader University of Toronto New College community, been gathering virtually for over a year now. And I'm looking forward to opportunities to convene again in person. We are currently planning for 90% in person, 10% online instruction in the fall. We remain committed to finding ways to connect with our alumni at this time. And we've also learned some things. We've learned that it's possible for alum from a range of different sites to participate in these sessions in a way that we've never been able to do before. I know we've had people from as far away as Northern Ontario and London, England participating. So we will certainly be thinking about that as we go forward as well. We're excited to find stimulating and valuable topics for discussion and practice. We benefit from the vast and varied skills and the knowledge of our talented alumni like you. We're grateful to all of you for joining us. And we know this is a complex time, that finding methods to promote meditation and wellness is something we need to think about, something we need to talk about, and something we need to practice. New College, as many of you may know, is the site of the Buddhist Psychology and Mental Health program. It's a very successful undergraduate minor, and students in that program take a range of courses on meditation, mindfulness, socially engaged Buddhism, therapeutic methods. The program is currently undergoing a provincial review, thinking about its name. Should it have a different name, same name? Contemplative studies, mindfulness studies. If you're interested in learning anything more about BPMH, please let us know. We know that creating community and connection, even virtually, contributes to our well-being. So that's one of the reasons why we're really quite happy to have you here with us this evening. So just a few housekeeping items before we get started. Our event tonight runs until 7:30. In this Zoom format, please know that your microphones are muted. You can send questions to us via the chat. You can keep your screen on speaker view That means clicking in, if you go up to the view button in the top right-hand corner and click on speaker view, it will highlight the current speaker rather than gallery view. And we recommend that so that you can focus on this evening's session, when you can focus on Dr. Katz as well as Jane. This evening's moderator is Dr. Ellen Katz, who is one of the instructors at New College in Buddhist Psychology and Mental Health. She teaches a course called Mindfulness-Informed Interventions for Mental Health, but it's not her only contribution to the university. She is also an associate professor teaching stream in the Faculty of Social Work. She uses mindfulness in clinical practice in social work education. She has introduced a number of novel interventions, drawing on mindfulness for thinking about family therapy. She also works on simulations as part of social work education. She received last year, 2019 now, the Larry Ankin Award for Teaching and Simulation for her extraordinary work in developing outstanding pedagogical methods and techniques. She has some other outstanding accomplishments. She was the senior investigator with the Dalai Lama's Mind and Life Summer Institute, where the project was to think about science and contemplation used together as ways of ending human suffering. So we are delighted to have Dr. Katz here this evening to serve as a moderator and to introduce Jane Lee. Welcome, Dr. Katz.
Thank you very much, Bonnie. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here, and I'm delighted to introduce our speaker, Jane Lee. Just before I do that, I do want to pick up on what you said and just talk a little bit about the course that I teach at New College that I very, very much enjoy teaching. I teach this course, as we discussed, Mindfulness-Informed Interventions for Mental Health. And it really allows students in the minor to be exposed to how mindfulness is used as a mental health intervention. It also allows students to experience mindfulness as part of the class. Every week there is a mindfulness practice that we debrief, and we talk about how to cultivate intentional reflection in life. We also look at how mindfulness is used theoretically and practically in terms of watching clinicians. Now we are able to have access to a variety of videotapes, and students are able to really get a sense of how mindfulness is used as a mental health intervention. At the Faculty of Social Work, where I spend the bulk of my time, I've developed and I teach a course in mindfulness itself and teach students how concretely to use mindfulness in their clinical practices. We do a lot of work using simulation, and it is a wonderful ability to really work with actors and expose the students directly to using mindfulness in this way. I'm really delighted to be able to introduce our speaker tonight, Jane Lee, and delighted to be part of this event where we get to bring mindfulness and meditation to New College alumni. And I wanted to say just a few words of introduction about Jane. So as Bonnie said, Jane is a New College alumna, and she's a certified yoga teacher with meditation training as well, who's been practicing yoga and meditation for over 18 years. After graduating from the University of Toronto, she spent 15 years as a digital and marketing professional for Fortune 500 companies before leaving the corporate world to focus on health and wellness full-time. Through yoga, meditation, and inner work, she herself has healed and thrived after cancer and now supports others on their personal wellness journeys. And along with teaching yoga and meditation, she offers coaching and is currently writing her first book. It sounds like we have a lot to learn from Jane, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say, Jane, and turn the evening over to you at this point.
Thank you so much, Ellen, and thank you, Bonnie, the New College team, and everyone for joining me today. I am honored and very happy to be here with you guys today. We have about 50 minutes, so we'll get into this. Like Ellen said, I've been practicing for about 18 years, but really, for the first 15 years, my practice was more like what I would call a tool. When I got stressed, when I got anxious, I would then use meditation, go to a mantra, or do yoga once a week. It wasn't until about 3 years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer that I dove in head first, and it changed from a tool to become a daily practice. And that daily practice was transformational for me in my personal life and my health. And it's a tool that is accessible for everyone. So I'm happy to share that. I'm just going to share my screen for a moment. So, introduction to meditation. We're going to be talking about what is meditation and mindfulness. Why should you meditate? How do you meditate? I'll guide you through some very gentle stretches that you can do right where you are, sitting in your chair, some pranayama, some breathing, just to ground ourselves. And then we'll do a guided meditation, and we'll have time for any questions and answers. So feel free to enter your questions in the chat. So what is meditation and mindfulness? There is a definition that John Katz gave in 1994. Mindfulness can be defined as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. So there's a lot there. It really is simply being present where you are without any judgment or expectations. There's different definitions on what is mindfulness versus what is meditation. But one that I found that resonated with me is that mindfulness can be thought as focus on something in particular, like focusing on an image, a mantra, your breath, your body, while meditation can be thought of as a focus on no thing, something that's intangible, like the space around you. But regardless, I would not get hung up on what the definitions are. Many people practice what they call mindfulness meditation. The point is just to practice, and you're tuning into yourself, what's around you, and your object of focus. And an important part of it that many people may not realize is that when your mind wanders away from what your focus is, and you notice that it has wandered, and you bring it back to your object of focus, or the present moment without any judgment, that is absolutely part of your practice. I've heard many people say, I can't meditate, it's too hard, my mind keeps wandering. You are doing it when you notice your mind wanders and you bring it back. You're building those neural connections in your brain. So that's absolutely part of the practice. There was a Harvard study where Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert and their team created a smartphone app, and they asked about 5,000 people at any given time randomly. They would ping them and say, what are you thinking about right now? What are you doing, and how are you feeling? And at the end of the study, once they culminated all the data and analyzed it, they found that most people were thinking about what is not happening almost as often as they're thinking about what is, meaning they weren't in the present. And they found that when they were not in the present, when they were not thinking about what was happening, it typically made them unhappy. And so they concluded that a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. And they said the ability to think about what is not happening has come is a cognitive achievement that has come at an emotional cost to us human beings. But it's normal, it's perfectly normal for our brains to be wandering, thinking about what is not happening, otherwise known as default mode network. or otherwise known in some traditional philosophies as monkey mind. When your mind is just chattering on, your thoughts are running into one another, you're thinking about something in the future that may happen or the past that happened, not where you are right now. And that's completely normal. But when our brains are in default mode network, what happens is our sympathetic nervous system is activated. So we're in the fight or flight. Because if you think about it, as we evolved, as human beings, we had to think, where did I sleep last night where I had shelter? Where was there water? Was there a predator around the corner? What's happening? So when we aren't thinking about in the present moment, our fight or flight system is activated. And what has been found is that mindfulness and meditation helps shift that and bring us back so that we are in the rest and digest system where a parasympathetic nervous system is activated. And we allow ourselves to rest. We bring more energy to our immune system to help us recover and be less stressed. So with everything happening right now with the pandemic, staying home with COVID-19, many people may be getting anxious and stressed, reading the news, watching the news, tired of being at home. But reading or watching the news with these headlines are not necessarily helping us in our mental state. What can help us to be healthier physically and mentally is to bring yourself back to the present moment. Meditation and mindfulness bring us out of our fight or flight and activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So what is meditation not? What is it not? There's some myths around meditation. It is not religious. It doesn't have to be spiritual, but often it may lead to more of a spiritual experience or journey. Another thing I hear a lot is, I can't meditate if I can't stop thinking. But it is not about stopping our thoughts. If you think about trying to stop your thoughts, all you're going to think about is that, and it's going to drive you kind of insane. But it's about focusing on something in particular. So it's not about stopping your thoughts, it's about redirecting them, redirecting your focus. And importantly, there's no judgment or expectations when you practice. It's important to practice with no judgment or expectation. When your mind wanders off to something else, when you are trying to meditate and you notice your mind starts thinking about your grocery list or the meetings you have tomorrow, the lunch you need to prepare, and then you notice it happens and you think, oh crap, I can't do this. It's so hard. I'm so bad at this. No, it's not about putting yourself down. It's not about criticizing yourself. It is normal and perfectly fine that your mind wandered, no expectations. Once you notice that, just bring it back to your focus over and over and over again. So why should we meditate? There have been thousands of studies that have been done on the benefits of meditation. And there are different benefits depending on the type of meditation that you practice and depending on the depth and the length of meditation you practice. But in general, we have found that meditation improves your well-being, reduces your stress and anxiety, helps you mitigate depression, improves your self-awareness, increases your attention span, memory, and mental clarity, increases your compassion and empathy, increases your willpower and mental discipline, improves your sleep quality, and diminishes your perception of pain and lowers your blood pressure. There are many more benefits than that, but those are just some. And there are many more beyond that are kind of intangible. So how do we do it? How do you meditate? Whether you know it or not, you have already meditated before. You've already done it. You may have been driving, you may have been cooking, you may have been singing, doing yoga, walking, running. Anytime when you were lost or focused in the moment, you got into the zone, in the flow, and you were just focused on the task at hand and at ease. So for me, it used to be a lot of time cooking in the kitchen and singing, walking, but you have been mindful before. So everyone can absolutely do this. And you can be mindful in every present moment of your life. It takes effort and it takes work, but it is possible. It is being in the now moment instead of thinking about the future or worried about the past, replaying incidents, and just being aware of where you are right now. So there's many different types of meditation. There's different schools of thought that you choose one kind and you go really deep and you keep going. And you only practice that kind. I prefer the school of thought where you try different ones, you find the one that works best for you. So see what resonates for you. But typically there's different names, different types, but they all generally focus on, you're either focusing on something or no thing. So when I say you focus on something, it may be you're focused on a flower, you're focused on a picture, you're focused on parts of your body, you're focused on a mantra. It can be movement, mindful movement through yoga, through walking. And it can also be focused on no thing, like the space around you, the space that extends beyond the four walls as far as imaginable. So there's many different kinds. You can be listening to sounds, you can be saying different sounds in your mind. I encourage you to try different types. I always like to share a story that I went on a meditation retreat a few years ago with my husband, and we were doing kirtan. It's kind of a singing chant, and I hadn't done kirtan before. So my husband and I are both doing it, first time doing kirtan, we're both singing, and then it's finished. It was fine. I didn't necessarily, have, it was peaceful, but I didn't necessarily have a euphoric experience. And I look over at my husband, and he looks over at me, and he's not one that typically practices meditation. So he came to join me and he said, I was levitating. I saw elephants walking by, and I was just like, where were you? Like, I was just sitting here doing kirtan. Like, I did not have that same experience. So it's different for everyone. Just no expectations. Do the ones that resonate and work for you. So getting ready to meditate. When you meditate, especially in the beginning, if you're not used to it, it's helpful to be in a quiet space. Make sure that you won't be disturbed. Turn off your phone. What is important, no matter what type of meditation you do or what position you're in when you meditate, whether you are sitting, standing, lying down, walking, you always want to make sure you have a nice tall neck and spine. This channel is nice and open, but you're still relaxed. So relaxed shoulders, open chest, but sitting up nice and tall, or standing or lying nice and tall. You want the energy to be able to move freely. And remember to have no expectations. Try not to criticize yourself. Try not to judge your experience or your thoughts. Whatever happens is whatever happens, and that is perfectly fine. So we are going to begin. We're going to start with I always like doing pranayama before we start, some breathing exercises. And then we'll go into some very gentle movements where you are seated, and we'll go into a guided meditation. So if most of you, I assume, are sitting in a chair. If you're sitting in a chair, try to have your feet flat on the ground, both feet. Try to sit up forward so you're not leaning back, sitting towards the front or middle of your chair. It's good to have your ankles, knees, and hips at a 90-degree bend. Sitting up nice and tall, open spine and neck, relax your shoulders. So we're going to, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. Let's go into our pranayama. Otherwise, you can just have your eyes looking into a soft gaze in the distance. So close your eyes for a moment, bringing your attention inwards to your breath and your body, letting go of the day. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out through the nose, relax your body. Let go of any tension you're holding anywhere. With each inhale, bringing in fresh energy and vitality. And each exhale, softening your body, relax. Keeping your mind on your breath and your body for our practice in the next 20 minutes. Remember, anytime your mind wanders, that is perfectly fine. And to just bring it back with no judgment or criticism. And that is part of your practice. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Bring your awareness to your diaphragm, your belly. On your next inhale, feel your belly expand as you bring the breath into your diaphragm. And exhale, let it all out through the nose. Inhale again, feel the belly rise, bring the breath to your diaphragm. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, let it all out. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale. On your next inhale, feel your diaphragm expand. Feel your rib cage expand. Bring the breath to the bottom of your lungs. And exhale all out through the nose. Inhale, feel your belly rise. Your rib cage expand. Bring breath to both sides of your lungs. Exhale, let it all out. Inhale, feel your belly rise. Feel your rib cage expand. Exhale, relax your body. Inhale, bring the breath into the diaphragm, your lower lungs, and now all the way to the top of the lungs, right behind your collarbones. And exhale just as slowly through the nose. Inhale, fill all three parts of your torso. Your diaphragm expands, your rib cage expands. Bring the breath to the top of the lungs. Exhale all out. Inhale. Exhale slowly through the nose. Inhale for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill up all three parts. Your diaphragm expand, your rib cage expand. Bring the breath to the very top of the lungs. And exhale it all out just as slowly through the nose. Pulling your belly button into the back of the spine to push all the air out. Inhale again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to breathing in and out through your nose, not trying to force anything. Notice how you feel. Take a moment and scan your body. If you wish, you may set an intention before your practice as we continue. It may simply be an intention to be present for the remainder of this session. You may keep your eyes closed, or you may choose to open them. We're going to go into some very gentle stretches. Drop your chin to your chest, press both shoulders down. Inhale, press your shoulders, open your chest, slowly lift your head up, drop your head back, chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your chin down, back to your chest, all the way down, looking down, your head gazing down. Inhale, press the shoulders, open the chest, raise your head up, point the chin all the way up, drop your head back. Exhale, drop your chin down all the way to your chest. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, one more time, press the shoulders down, open chest, long neck, raise your head, drop your head back, point the chin up. Exhale, bring the chin back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, press your shoulders down, look over your right shoulder as far as you can. Inhale, come back to center, long neck and spine. Exhale, look to the left over your shoulder, pressing your shoulders down. Inhale, bring yourself back to center, lengthen. Exhale, look to the right, turning your head as far as it can go. Inhale, come back to center, lengthen your spine and neck. Exhale, press your shoulders down, turn your head to the left. One more time, inhale, lengthen, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, look over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Now gently and slowly start rolling your left ear towards your left shoulder and keep rolling your head in one full rotation, keeping your shoulders down, your chest nice and open, taking your time. Notice any tightness you have anywhere. Keep going, one more rotation in this direction. And when your chin comes down back to center, roll your head in the opposite direction a couple times. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. When your chin comes back to center, inhale, spread your fingertips, reach your arms up, connect your palms overhead, you can look up to your hands. Exhale, bring your hands through to heart center. You're going to keep flowing, bring your arms down, inhale, lean back, open your chest to the ceiling, look up, connect your palms overhead. Exhale, straighten your spine, bring your hands down, follow your hands with your eyes as you bring them down. Inhale, reach the arms back, open the chest, look up, bring your arms up. Exhale, this time bend all the way forward. Let your upper body, your head, your neck fall all the way down over your chair. Take a couple breaths here. Relax your whole upper body. And then slowly roll yourself back up to seated. We're going to come into a guided meditation. So you can have your eyes closed, or you can just be staring gently into the distance. Take a moment to bring your awareness back to your breath and body. Grounding yourself. Remember, anytime your mind wanders away from your focus, your body, your breath, once you notice it, gently let go and bring it back. Bring your awareness now to the soles of your feet. Try to sense the energy and space here, right at the soles of your feet, maybe where your feet connect to the ground. Notice any sensations or feelings you may have here. As we work our way through our body scan, we're going to relax and soften each part of our body. Gently let go and move your awareness now to your toes, all 10 of your toes. Sense this space inside your toes, trying to sense the energy here. And now bring your awareness to the space all around your toes. Gently let go. Move your awareness now to the tops of your feet. Feel this space here. Notice any sensations you may have here, right at the very tops of your feet. Try to soften if you're holding on to any tension here. Let go now and move your awareness to your heels and the back of your feet. Noticing any sensations you may have here in your heels and the back of your feet. Gently let go and bring your awareness to the space inside both of your feet. Try to sense this space inside your feet, inside your body. Notice any sensations you have here. Notice if there's any tightness or tension. Try to soften it, relax it. Let go now and bring your awareness to your ankles, sensing the space all around your ankles and inside your ankles. Letting go, move your awareness up to your lower legs, your calves, your shins, the space above your ankles and below your knees. Sensing the energy and space here inside your lower legs and all around your lower legs. Letting go, move your awareness now to your knees. Sense the space inside your knees. Notice if you have any tightness or tension here. Try to soften it. Bring your awareness to the space in front of your knees, your kneecaps, and the back of your knees. Letting go now. Move your awareness up to your upper legs, your hamstrings, your quads, your thighs. Feel this space here. Soften it. Let go of any tension you're holding on to. Sensing the space and energy inside your upper legs. and all around your upper legs. Letting go now, move your awareness to the area that's supporting you where you're seated, your pelvic floor, your bum, your hips. Feel this space here. Notice any sensations you may have here inside your body. Sensing both the right and left side. Relaxing, letting go of any tension you're holding on to here. Soften the muscles. Soften this space. Move your awareness now up to the lower belly, space just below your belly button in front of your sacrum, soft part of your belly. Breathe into this space if that makes sense for you. Soften it. Let go of any tension you may be holding here. Noticing any sensations you may feel. Gently let go. Move your awareness up to the middle of your torso, the space around your rib cage, solar plexus. Breathe deeply here, filling your lungs. Soften this space. Notice any experiences or sensations you may have here. Gently let go and move your awareness up now to your heart center, the space right in the center of your chest. Soften your chest, relax. Feel this space behind your breastbone, behind the sternum, in front of the spine. Breathe into it. Notice if you're holding tension here. Try to soften it. Keeping your awareness on your heart center, the space right in the center of your chest, inside your body. Gently let go and move your awareness up to your shoulders. Soften them. Let go of the tension you may be holding onto your shoulders. Relax them. Move that awareness down to the upper back, relaxing, softening each part of your back as you make your way down to the middle of the back. Your lower back all the way down to the base of the spine. And gently make your way back up, keeping your awareness here on your body, softening each part as we scan through. And when you bring yourself back to your shoulders, soften them. Move your awareness into your arms, your upper arms, your triceps, your biceps, down into your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, all the way to the end of your fingertips. And gently bring your awareness back up the hands and arms, shoulders, and now into your neck and throat. Feel this space here. Breathe into it. Soften it. Relax your neck and throat. Notice any sensations you may have here. Breathing deeply. Gently let go now. Move your awareness up to your jaw, soften it. Relax your mouth, your tongue. Relax your lips. Soften your cheeks, the sides of your face. Relax your temples. Soften your eyelids. Relax your eyebrows. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Soften your forehead. Bring your awareness to the back of your head. And now bring your awareness to the space inside your whole head. Breathing here. Relax. And now let go and move your awareness up to the very top of your head, your crown. Keeping your awareness here at the very top of your head, your crown. Notice any sensations you may have here, or perhaps what you may not be able to feel here. Gently let go now and move your awareness up to the space above your head, 1 or 2 feet above you where you're seated now. Sense this space here. Bring your awareness to the space above your head where you are. And gently let that awareness spread down and all around your body, feeling the space, sensing the space all around you, but 1 or 2 feet all around you, all around your head, your neck, shoulders, arms and torso, your legs, all the way down around your feet. And just take a moment to sense this space, the energy all around you, where you are now. Bring your palms together at heart center. Take a moment now to thank yourself, thank your body, thank your whole self for being here today, for doing the best that it can. Notice how you feel. Notice how you may feel differently than when you started. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. Namaste. When you're ready, you can take your time and feel free to open your eyes. So I hope you all feel a lot more relaxed and calm. If you want a copy of what I talked about, I have a free intro to meditation guide at purelyjane.com. So you can go to my website, sign up, and you'll get a free guide. Just gives an overview of everything we talked about, along with 3 meditation exercises. And if you have any questions that we can't get to in the next few minutes, feel free to email me at hello@purelyjane.com or follow me on my Instagram.
Thank you so much, Jane, for a wonderful didactic presentation and a very relaxing, rejuvenating meditation practice with pranayama and yoga, very restorative. I would love to entertain questions from people if you'd like to put questions in the chat. I am happy to be the moderator for our questions with Jane. I can see that people have enjoyed the practice. They're putting some thank yous in the chat. So very, very relaxing. And I'm wondering if I could ask you a brief question while we see if there are any questions from the audience. And I'm interested very much in the whole concept of energy and working with energy. And I'd love to hear you talk for a minute or so about meditation, mindfulness, and energy.
Yes. I'm sure you know this better than I do, but pranayama is helping us to move our prana, our life force, or energy. There's different names for it. So in ancient practices, our energy may be called our life force, or in ancient Chinese practices, it may be called qi. So, you know, Tai Chi, Qigong, and our breath helps connect us to our energy, our qi, or our prana, our life force. We are all made of energy. Everything is made of energy. And the practice of meditation, breathing, mindfulness helps us connect more to our energy. There is a belief, and I very much believe, that as we meditate, we help move the energy in and around us. We often go around our days and many people have energy that may be stagnated or blocked for different reasons, for emotional trauma, physical trauma. You may see it physically as a bruise. And the act of meditation, practicing awareness, being able to sense that space in your body, sensing the energy around it, can help you start to slowly work through that and release and let go. So I know that may not be an academic answer, but that is an answer that it feels true to me. It's all about connecting to your energy. In the end, when you meditate, you are connecting to your inner self, your energetic self.
Thank you. That's a very applied explanation. And I can see we've had a couple of questions. Actually, people would love your info website information in the chat. And I see Catherine has done that, so that's great. And so has Brenda. And Rita is asking, is there a reason for not only breathing in through the nose, but also out? In the past, during relaxation exercises, I've breathed out through the mouth, and I'm curious about the difference.
Yes. So if it's a specific practice that is asking you to breathe through your mouth, that's perfectly fine. There are different pranayama exercises where we might breathe through the nose and let it out, like letting out our energy. But in general, if it's not specifically called for that you're breathing out through your mouth, it is best to breathe in and out through your nose. That is how we were designed. And when you breathe in and out through your nose, you are filtering the air and the oxygen that comes in, you're pressurizing it, you're changing the temperature, and you're allowing your body to actually absorb more of that oxygen. And it can make a big difference in your clarity. I sometimes like to do a little exercise where we open up the nasal passage before we do it. We breathe and you can feel it so much more, the oxygen circulating to your brain. So you can absolutely breathe out through your mouth when it's an exercise that calls for that, and I do that sometimes, but otherwise breathe in and out through your nose because it allows you to absorb more oxygen.
So here's another question from Chioma. How do we assess which type of meditation practice would work best for us? Is it personality, perhaps what we need in our lives in the moment?
So I have an answer, and I'm sure you may have an answer, Ellen. When I started, I did different kinds. And what I found was one day I started doing a chakra meditation where I focused on my root chakra, sacral, and then went all the way up. And I was doing it and I started spinning. And I was perplexed as to why I was spinning. And I was just wondering. And even afterwards, for 2 hours afterwards, I was spinning and I was Googling, why am I spinning after I meditate? And there's different explanations for that Kundalini releasing or energy that's coiled coming up. But what I found was that meditation resonated with me. And it was something that I could grasp onto and do. Some people think if it's harder, it should be one that you do. And I don't necessarily agree with that line of thought. If it's something that you find easier for you to do, to get into the flow of, I would say try that one. So if you find that often a good way, a good entry point, or not even just entry point, an excellent meditation is a breathing meditation. The pranayama we did at the beginning was absolutely a meditation. And that can often be easier for people because it's a tangible thing to kind of grasp. So I would say try different ones and do the ones that you find easiest for you to continue practicing.
Thank you. Arlen would like to know whether or not you find that meditation is much harder for people who have ADHD, and does it take much longer for them to do it properly?
I don't know the scientific research behind that, but just from what little I know, I think in the beginning, yes, it may be more difficult in the beginning because you're used to it, maybe because you find it challenging. You may find it challenging to focus on something, which is why I would think it's even more relevant to find something that you can focus on. But everyone's mind wanders, whether or not you have ADHD or any other type of compulsion or practice, you can do this. And the benefits would be perhaps even more than other people would see. What helps is to practice. There have been numerous studies that found that if you do as little as 20 minutes, even 12 minutes, but I like to say 20 minutes a day for 8 weeks, they have found that practitioners that do that at the end have more gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, which helps them with their mental awareness, clarity, and memory and focus. So try 20 minutes a day. As you do that, you're building those neural connections in your brain. Your brain is already used to darting all the time with their attention. And so that's how your brain is wired. And part of meditation is we are literally rewiring our brains. We're rewiring our brains to be more focused and present. So if you can try doing it 20 minutes a day, 6 to 8 weeks, see how you feel. There are no side effects to it, so only benefits.
So there's 2 more questions that have been asked, and perhaps we can get to them before we turn this back to Bonnie. So the one question is there a best time of day? This is David's question. Is there a best time of day to meditate?
I would give 2 answers to that. The best time is when you can actually do it. Other people say that the best time to do it is in the morning because you're kind of right when you wake up, it's more of a spiritual aspect. The veil is thinner, you're more connected to your energy. But I would say the best time to do it is when you do it. I used to think, oh, I'm not waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning and meditating for 2 hours. Oh, I'm not good. No, I actually meditate more around 10 o'clock in the morning because that's when I have time. So usually around 10 o'clock, after my daughter's at school, I've dropped her off, I've settled things, I will do my hour practice. So I said the best time is when you can. And if you're not sure, you can just try it. The moment you wake up in bed, stay in bed just for a few minutes. Be present in bed. Don't look at your phone. Don't think about what you have to do. Don't think about your meetings. Just be in your bed. Breathe. Same thing at the end of the day.
And our final question is from Kim. Do you recommend other ways of counting your breath while meditating, like counting from 1 to 10, whatever, a specific way?
1 to 5, sometimes people find actually difficult because that might be long for some people. So I know some students have said, it's hard for me and I get stressed because I can't do that full breath. Don't worry if you can't do for the full amount of time. It's whatever works for you. Sometimes, so if you want to do 1 to 4, 1 to 5, counting mentally in your head, that's fine. What I actually like to do is I add Qigong. I do Qigong Tai Chi hands where I started making sure it's kind of simulating that I'm breathing into my diaphragm, my lower lungs and upper lungs. I inhale and then I exhale. So it goes with the flow of my hands. And that's about the same amount of time. So you're focusing on something. So you're focusing on your breath. So you can do for the 4 or 5. I wouldn't do longer than that unless you have practiced breath work for a while and you know how to hold your breath. The more important thing is to really think about using your full capacity of your diaphragm and lungs, because most of us do not breathe into our whole diaphragm and lungs. So focus more on that versus necessarily trying to go for a certain amount of time.
Thank you. And people have expressed their appreciation in the chat as well for your answers. So thank you so much. Wonderful presentation. And I will turn this back to Bonnie.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Jane. Obviously a good time of the day to do meditation is from 6:30 to 7:30 with Jane Lee. I know that I was lying on the floor in my office, looking out the window as the sun was setting. So, and I'm feeling, relaxed and happy after a long day on Zoom. So thank you for that, Jane. I wanted to thank the advancement staff, Brenda and Catherine, for organizing this really unique event. We haven't done something like this before. I wanted to thank the folks in our communications office who helped us also organize this event, Nicole and Sarah. With that, we urge you to be in touch with us if you want to hear anything more about the Buddhist Psychology Mental Health Program at New College. You have Jane's information in the chat, and we feel lucky to have so many talented alumni. Jane, thank you for sharing your gifts with us. We are fortunate to have all of you in the circle, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. There's one event coming up that I just wanted to flag for your attention. We have an event that will be from another alum, and that alum is Selena Cesar Chavans. And she's recently published her memoir, Can You Hear Me Now? That's thinking about racism in public life in Canada. So please join us for that if you're interested. And have a great evening all. Take care.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Jane, thank you for that. I was so interested. I know tonight we were focusing on what your work now, but so interested in that transition from your former career to this one. I thought a question might come out about that what it meant to move from something that was very fast-paced and potentially stressful to thinking about mindfulness and meditation. So
Yeah, that was definitely a journey, and I've given talks on that before, where going from being on the rat race wheel and then blindsided by cancer and deciding to step off, which was not necessarily an easy decision, but by the time I got there, it was an obvious decision.
mm.